Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual pricing for $20,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 74-year-old female. Now, first thing I'd recommend you do is go to our website at funeralfunds.com, and we've got these free quotes on just about every page, and all you need to do is select the state that you live in. We're licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount, put your birthday in there, and fill out the rest of the info. Click Get Quotes Now. It'll take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance companies with all the lowest rates based off your age, gender, and the state that you live in. And it's a great way to price shop and find out what you might possibly qualify for. And then give us a call at 888-862-9456. And one of our agents can help you understand exactly what you're going to qualify for and what your rates will be. Now, we always recommend to a 74-year-old female who's looking at $20,000, we always recommend them consider, is that an appropriate amount of coverage that, to pay for their final expense needs? And that's typically going to be either cremation or burial. So let's talk about cremation. There's kind of two options with cremation. The first option is where you get cremated and you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. And that's typically going to cost right around $1,000 to $2,000, right now. The other option is if you're going to have some sort of celebration of life ceremony, remembrance ceremony, some sort of get together in addition to the cremation, that's probably going to be $3,500 to $4,500 in most parts of the country. Now, as far as what kind of coverage or how much coverage to get, for that first option where you just come home in a cardboard box or an urn, most of the people we're helping, we would help them get probably somewhere between $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. Now, you're probably saying, well, hold on, Randy, you said $2,000 for the cremation, now $5,000 for the policy. What's going on? Well, the thing is our 74-year-old female probably wants to make it to age 84 or even older. And we know that prices go up over time due to inflation. So we want to lock in the coverage that we can get right now at the youngest age. And then that just inflation proofs the plan by getting a little bit more than what we need right now. And also, if you do unexpectedly die sooner than anybody thought in the first number of years of the policy, there's extra money in there to pay for any extra additional expenses, like maybe credit card debt or medical bills or something that if you'd lived long enough, you would have gotten that stuff paid off. So it works really great. Inflation proofs the plan long term, provides extra money short term. Now, for that second option where you'd be cremated and have some sort of a service or ceremony, what we generally help most people with and what we recommend is right around $7,000 to $10,000 on average. We can kind of get you anything you want or need, but that's what most people would go with. And again, that inflation proofs the plan long term, but also provides extra money short term if you don't live as long as you thought. And it works terrific for most folks. Now, the cost of a burial, the average cost of burial right now is right around $10,000. So, if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States with the $10,000 check, they should help you out with that. It's hard to imagine they wouldn't. And if they didn't, just walk out the door, walk down a couple blocks down the road to one of the competitors, and I'm sure they'll take your money. But just keep in mind that $10,000 right now, that's kind of bare bones. That's pretty minimal. It's not going to be anything fancy. So if you're on a fixed or limited income, that might be the amount you have to get right now. And just keep in mind, we can always help you add more coverage later. So, if that's all you can do right now, get that because that will take care of your most immediate needs. But on average, a 74-year-old female, we're typically helping between $10,000 to $15,000. That's on average. Now, if a body needs to be transported out of state or there's kind of more elaborate kind of final planning going, you might look at $20,000. Just keep in mind we can help you kind of balance that coverage and balance the premium amount too, so it fits in your budget. Now, sometimes people would say, hey, yeah, we for sure want to get the final expense policy done, but we'd also like to leave some money behind for our children or family members or something like that. So they say, well, maybe what's 30, 40, 50,000? So I say we run at 50,000 for them. And because of their age, it's a female age 74, it's a little more expensive. And sometimes the gals will go, well, you know what? That's just too expensive. I can't do it. And you know what? If I can't do the entire 50,000, I'm not going to do anything at all. To which we just have to have a conversation and say, hey, when you came in here, you originally wanted, you wanted to make sure the final expense, the burial and cremation's paid. And if you just decide not to do anything, just because you waited too long until age 74 to get $50,000 worth of insurance, if you don't get anything, your family members are going to have to pay this out of their own pocket. Chances are they're going to have to put it on a credit card, and they're going to spend years and years and years paying this off, and at 26% interest. So why don't we do this? Why don't we get the final expense policy in place now? And we can always follow up at a later time and get that insurance policy for the kids for some money that's just dedicated to them. And typically that works out great for folks, and they really appreciate the flexibility to do that. Now, some people, money is not an issue, and we can wrap it all up and get it all done at once. But most people we work with are on Social Security or disability, so they appreciate the flexibility that we can provide. Now, one thing we always recommend getting is first day coverage or benefits. We never recommend getting a 2-year waiting period plan if you qualify for first day coverage. So we'll talk about those 2-year waiting period policies in just a moment. But what first day coverage means is that hypothetically, if your plan were approved and issued today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write that check for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000. It's going to be the best coverage. It's going to have the lowest pricing as well. And that's exactly what you want. Now, some people would say, you're right, Randy, I do want the first day coverage, but I'm not in the best of health. And, I hear those questions, the first day coverage plans ask health questions, and I'm worried it might not qualify. To which we say, hey, you know what? Your health is our problem, not your problem when it comes to this insurance. And the reason we say that is that we work with enough different insurance companies that all the insurance companies have different health questions. All of them have different underwriting. And really about 95% of the time right now, we're able to get people qualified for first day coverage or benefits. So we're terrific at what we do. Really, the only reason we wouldn't be able to get you first day coverage is if you waited too long and you had some significant medical issues going on, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis or in a hospital or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we'd typically refer you out to a different insurance company. The other thing that seems to happen, at least on a weekly basis, is somebody will call us up and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week and they didn't have any insurance and we don't have any money. And now the body's at the funeral home, and the funeral home director's not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so that we can get a check in our hand to pay the funeral home director. And we have to let people know there's no insurance company out there that's going to approve a policy on a dead person. You actually have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. And it's really sad that they lost a loved one. But it's even more sad that their loved one didn't care enough about them to take care of this in advance so that nobody would have to pay. They knew they were going to die someday. They probably thought about getting this insurance over and over and over and over and never did anything about it. And then one day they just went and died. Now their family members have to pay for it. They're probably going to have to put this on credit cards and pay 26% interest. And what a terrible legacy to leave behind. You could have done everything else right in life and done this one last thing wrong, and this is how they're going to remember you, for burdening them with debt that was not theirs to pay. Don't leave that legacy. Let us help you. We can help you start out small. We can always add more coverage later. Now, one thing we don't recommend is those plans with 2-year waiting periods. Now, Colonial Penn, pretty well-known company, I guess, out there. I think it's just because they advertise that $9.95 plan. Seems like they advertise that every 7 minutes on television. But, that $9.95 plan, in case you didn't know that, that's a 2-year waiting period plan. Ouch. Yeah, you don't want that. You should never settle for a 2-year waiting period plan if you qualify for first day coverage. Never, 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 never do that. Now, there's other companies out there that offer those 2-year waiting period plans too, like Mutual of Omaha, they're United of Omaha, AIG, Gerber, gosh, so many different insurance companies. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public the only thing you'll qualify for if you're over age 50 is a 2-year waiting period plan, to which we always say, don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 74-year-old female probably just got done watching one of those Colonial Penn TV commercials. She's probably thinking, oh, baby, I I'm glad I waited until age 74. This insurance is only $9.95. I'm probably going to get 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, maybe even 50,000 for $9.95. And then our 74-year-old female gets on the phone with the Colonial Penn agent or pulls up their website and looks at the rates like we're doing for you right here and sees that a female age 74, 1 unit of coverage, $9.95, is only going to buy $802 worth of coverage. Now, $802, that's not going to be enough for, gosh, even a cremation where you just come home in a cardboard box in anywhere in the United States that we know of. And it really doesn't matter if it would, because this plan's got a 2-year waiting period where it's not going to pay out a penny in life insurance benefit if you die of a health or medical reason in the first 2 years. So why would you ever get a plan just based off premium when it provides so minuscule, so minimal coverage? Why would you ever do that? Now, there's some people that would say that, there's the companies out there that offer these really low rates. They call them teaser rates, right? To just tease you to get your information. And then they get your information entered into their marketing funnel. And then they get in touch with you. And some people would say they don't even want to sell you the low price plan. They don't even want to sell you this. In fact, they'll get you on the phone and they'll say, hey, you don't want this. That's not enough coverage. Why don't we look at more coverage, right? They'll upsell you to try to get you to buy more coverage that's much more profitable for them. Now, we would never say that Colonial Penn did anything like that, but some people think that there's companies out there that do things like that, and I guess you may just want to kind of be your own judge on that based off the fact that $9.95 is only going to buy you $802 worth of insurance. So this video is about $20,000, and the challenge is Colonial Penn maxes out at 15 units. That's you're gonna max out at $12,000. You can't even get $20,000 for the $9.95 plan, and $12,000 is gonna be $150. So let's do this. Let's go see what first aid coverage would be. Let's take a look here. Okay, we've got $20,000, female, age 74, and get quote. Let's go back and take a look. 12 grand roughly for 150. And I'm going to show you the rate up here again, because this is crazy, right? $20,000 and level coverage here. Level means first day coverage. So $20,000 is going to be $130 roughly. So what would you rather have? Would you rather have $20,000 in first day coverage and pay $130 a month? Or would you rather have $12,000 and pay $150 a month roughly and get slapped with a 2-year waiting period, right? It makes no sense to get a 2-year waiting period plan when you qualify for first day coverage, because you're overpaying $20 a month based off this first day coverage, and you're getting $8,000 less coverage and getting socked with a 2-year waiting period. So you got to be a smart consumer out there these days. And if you're not, that's okay. Let us help you be that smart consumer, and we can compare all the insurance companies and get you the best rates. So let's look at some other companies here. You'll be able to see all these different companies here. Let's see. Oh yeah, like Limico. Oh my gosh, look at that. 160 versus, right, 130. So, that's $30 more a month roughly. It is first day coverage, but you're overpaying $30 a month. Let's do the math on that. $30 a month times 12 months, you would overpay an extra $360 a year annually, roughly. And if our 74-year-old female makes it to age 84, you're going to overpay $3,600 on a $20,000 policy. Let me ask you this. If you had $3,600 cash in your wallet and you were walking down the sidewalk, would you pull out your wallet and throw $3,600 on the sidewalk and keep walking and let other people pick that up? No, of course you wouldn't. Why would you effectively do the same thing with an insurance company? Why would you just throw that money away when you get no more benefit from it, when you should have just gone with a lower price company that we can actually help you with? Yeah. So keep that money in your own bank account. Don't give it unnecessarily away to an insurance company. Let's look here. Oh, here's another one, Lincoln Heritage. A fine company, I guess, but oh my gosh, look at that pricing. That's like 60. It's like $63 more almost. It is level coverage, but it's like $63. Why is it so much more? Well, Lincoln Heritage has a deal when you pass away, they would supposedly call 2 or 3 funeral homes to get the lowest pricing, maybe do a couple other things, but they don't do that for free. They charge you for that. And in this case, it's like $63. I'm just going to round it to $60. That's easier math. But $60 a month times 12 months, you're going to end up overpaying right around $720 more here. And if our female age 74 makes it to age 84, 10 years, you end up overpaying right around $7,200 more than our lowest price company. Why? And think about this. A lot of people would say that's a great payday for the insurance company, right? Think about this. Why would you overpay roughly $7,200 more for a company to call 2 or 3 funeral homes and maybe do a couple other things that only takes an hour or so to do? Man, that is a great payday for the insurance company, but we really recommend you keep that money in your own bank account. That's your wealth. You should not transfer that wealth to an insurance company just because you're not sure how to shop smartly for this, when we could help you with that. So what we recommend is keeping that money in your bank account, letting us help you get approved for the lower price company. And then what we actually do is we've got a free funeral and estate planning guide, and you can download that off of our website, and then you can just print it out. And once it's printed out, just fill it out. Write down who gets what goes where, and what you want to happen after you're gone, and then keep that with your insurance policy. And then when you do pass away, everything's in one place, and your family will know that you loved and protected them, both financially with the insurance policy, but also emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. And all they need to do is open up that funeral and estate planning guide and just follow through on your wishes that you wrote down. And they'll be able to do everything exactly as you said, and you've provided the money to do that with the insurance policy. And they'll know that you not only loved and protected them in life, but you loved and protected them that one last time in death. And what a wonderful legacy to leave behind, right? That you protected them even when you weren't here. So, yeah, if you want to leave a legacy like that, reach out to us at Funeral Funds of America. We've got a special quota for our YouTube visitors, funeralfunds.com/YouTube, and you can get the lowest rates from the best insurance companies with the most discounts, and you can shop those all in one place. And then once you find a company that you like, give us a call at 888-862-9456. We can help you understand what you qualify for. But if you've got an existing policy and you want us to price shop it to see if we can get you better rates, or you just want to add coverage to that, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for a brand new plan or just want information on what you might qualify for, or pricing or anything like that, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to helping you get the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. We'll be blessed to help you with that at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.